You get the right combination, right? It will open up a doorway into creation. It existed before you, it will exist beyond you. If you do not know the meaning, it's the best way to chant. This is true with the divine. Mantra is not to be spoken, it is to be chanted. Chanting means chant is of the sound, not of the meaning. Meaning is of speech, meaning is of the written word and spoken word. Meaning does not belong to a chant. A chant is simply a sound, a reverberation. So if you do not know the meaning, it's the best way to chant, if you ask me. Simply, absolutely involved with the sound and saying it. But first of all, what you are uttering, is it a mantra or is it a bhajan or is it a sankirtan? You must look at it. If it's a mantra means a pure sound. It need not have any meanings. You can give it whatever meaning you want to start with, because without meaning you cannot be involved. But once you know how to be involved, you should not give it any meaning. Because there are lots of idiotic people who cannot involve with anything that's meaningless. That is why they miss the sunrise, the sunset, the moon, the full moon, everything they miss, because it's meaningless. What is the meaning of a full moon? There is no meaning, only if you're in love it means a lot. Otherwise, what is it? Nothing. It's not meaningful means it is not useful. So, all the idiots on the planet will do only meaningful things. Yes, because they have no intelligence to recognize life and the many facets of life. It is not because you have attached a stupid meaning to it, it exists. It exists beyond you. It existed before you, it will exist beyond you. It is not because you give it a meaning, it's become useful or not useful. The mantra is that you involve yourself in the sound because you yourself, your physical thing is a certain pattern of sound. Right now you're trying to make yourself into a different pattern of sound so that this sound becomes an access point to the larger sound which you call as the cosmos. A larger arrangement of sounds is cosmic in nature. Now, you use a certain key sounds in a particular arrangement. So mantra is a combination. You get the right combination, right? It will open up a doorway into creation. If you sit here and sing beautifully, I cannot do that, but if you sit here and sing really properly, the tree is full of flower. Do not discount the power of the sound. Do not discount the power of the sound, it has influence on everything. Or if you chant a mantra, the tree may respond to it. If you sing music, it may respond to it. If you just generate a thought, it may respond to it. But if you speak, it will not respond. This is true with the tree, this is true with the divine.
Namaskaram everyone. After listening to Sadhguru, we have come to know that how a mantra can influence you in every possible ways. So today, we are going to discuss about the mantra or the word which greatly influences your heart chakra and regulates each and every rhythm of your heart. But before proceeding to that word or that mantra, let's start chanting the word with me. Vithala, 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 Vithala. Vithala, 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 Vithala. Can you feel something in your heart? I'm sure you have felt. Now just by chanting for few seconds, if you can feel something on your heart, just imagine what this word can do if you chant it for longer periods of time. So let's explore today's topic of the chant or the mantra or the word which influences our heart chakra as well as our heart. Do you know that the 1,000 treasures of poetic literature of various saints of Maharashtra like Saint Tukaram, Saint Dynaneshwar speaks volume about the God realization of these devotees towards the Lord Vitthal. The Lord Vitthal is also known by various names like Vithoba, Panduranga, who is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu and is predominantly worshipped in the states of Maharashtra and Karnataka. Now Vithala is regarded as Yoga Murti, means the deity of yoga. According to ancient Indian idol science, that is Murti Shastra, the idol structure symbolizes balance of energies within and outside the body. Numerous devotees of Lord Vitthal, known as Vargari, that is the people who walk in possession, undertake an annual pilgrimage from Padhanpur, gathering there on Ekadashi of the Hindu lunar calendar month of Asadha. Now these masses travel by foot and cover a very long distance of 250 kilometers in a short span of just 18 days. Now the members of this procession include small children, young adults, old members and people from different age, caste and religion and physically challenged too. Now everyone chants the word Vitthal throughout the procession and do so till they reach their destination, almost every day and every night. Now since walking and heart functions are connected and the procession is all about walking throughout the distance and chanting the name Vitthal, there has to be something which might promote the functions of human heart to a better level and perform in an enhanced manner. Now it is interesting to explore the sources of this massive energy and whether chanting Vitthal has a scientific action and influences in the physiological activity of heart. Now, before moving forward, let's know the meaning of Vithala. The word Vithala comes from Vittha and La. Vittha means ignorance and La meaning the one who accepts. Thus, the name suggests that he is the one who accepts those who are ignorant of all knowledge. Finally, the name comes Vittu or Vitthala. Do you know that after walking so long distance of 250 kilometers, if there is an old person, he or she might immediately get an heart attack. But what happens when the devotees chant Vitthala? What changes are there on the physiological activity of heart? There is absolutely dearth of evidence in this area, and therefore a study or research was being done and it has been published on various journals, some of which are Allied Journal of Medical Research and Asian Journal of Complementary and Alternative Medicine. Now the study was done to explore the effect of chanting Vitthal on various heart parameters and energy of heart chakra. According to ancient Sanskrit language science, that is yogic chakra concept and Ayurveda, Vitthal has a connection with heart chakra. Now the study was conducted in 30 healthy volunteers and baseline screening was done using parameters like blood pressure, pulse rate, pulse pressure product, heart rate and left ventricular ejection fraction, that is EF. Energy profiling of heart chakra was done using biofield viewer, that is BF, and electroscanning method. The results showed statistically significant difference at 5% significance in heart rate, blood pressure, pulse pressure product, ejection fraction, as well as energy values before and after chanting Vitthal for 9 minutes once as a part of study intervention. Now, according to the study, there were statistically significant increase in the green pixel parameter, which is the color energy of the heart chakra. As for the cardiac parameters, the study revealed that the chanting helped in improving and pumping action of the heart as suggestive of ejection fraction as well as regulating the blood pressure, pulse rate and pulse pressure product. It can be concluded that chanting Vitthal has beneficial action on physiologic activity and energy of heart and heart chakra. Now let us see a few graphical interpretation that how this word Vitthal has the influence on our heart chakra. Now this graph which you can see on the screen is the graph of red color pixel and Vitthal chanting. Now the biofield viewer was used to access changes in pixel parameters of high frequency healing color as well as color of the heart chakra, that is green, as well as changes in the lower frequency colors such as red. Now in this graph, you can see that before red pixel is 161.70 and the after pixel mean is 107.27 respectively. We can clearly see how the lower frequency waves get decreased after chanting Vithala. Now the second figure which you can see on your screen is the green pixel parameter, which is the healing on the higher frequency of the heart chakra, which has been again diagnosed by biofield viewer. In this graph, the before green pixel is 79.2 and the after chanting pixel mean is 102.03 respectively, and so we can see that how this green pixel parameter emerges or rises after chanting Vithala. Now the third figure which you can see on your screen is the comparative visual of pulse pressure product before and after chanting Vithala. So there is a statistic significant difference in pulse pressure product before and after Vitthal chanting. There is a considerable difference in pulse pressure product. Before is 14067.2 and after is 8529.2 respectively. Therefore, it can be assumed that the chanting has an effect on all the factors under ES complex category, that is heart rate, pulse pressure product, since all these factors are showing the significant decrease in after chanting that in before chanting. Now there are three graphs which you can currently see on your screen. Graph number 1 is of heart rate before and after chanting Vitthal. Graph number 2 is the pulse rate before and after chanting the Vitthal. And third graph is of ejection fraction before and after chanting Vithala. We can clearly see that the heart rate was 82.93 before, which has got to 80.93 after chanting Vitthal by the participants. This means that the chanting of Vitthal decreases your heart rate, which is very good for balancing your heart. Now, the second graph which shows the pulse rate before and after the Vitthal chanting. We can see that the pulse rate is 77.13 before and it becomes 73.73 after chanting Vitthal by the participants. Means the pulse rate also decreases. And the third graph, which is of ejection fraction before and after chanting Vitthal, we can clearly see that there is a significant difference in the ejection fraction before. And the ejection fraction before was 64.41 and after chanting Vitthal it becomes 68.03, which means the ejection fraction increases, which is again very much significant in balancing your chakra. And lastly, when you see the graph, it is the graph of energy before and after chanting of Vitthal. We can clearly see that there is a highly statistical difference in energy of heart chakra before and after chanting Vitthal. Now, as seen from the output, mean energy before chanting was minus 0.505 Hz and after chanting it becomes minus 0.225 Hz, which again shows that the frequency get increased. That means the energy levels get increased. Keep focus on minus. Minus 0.505 Hz is less than minus 0.225 Hz. This means that there is a significant increase in the energy after chanting Vitthal mantra, and that is the reason that the people in the position can walk 250 kilometers long, even including the old person. Now, as seen in this study, there have been significant changes in the heart rate, pulse pressure product and blood pressure after chanting Vitthal for 9 minutes. There have been significant changes in the left ventricular ejection fraction in the study. All these parameters are indicative that Vitthal chanting has effect on physiologic activity of heart, including its pumping as assessed by the ejection fraction. The analysis of BV, that is biofield viewer, recordings of the experimental group revealed that there are extremely significant changes in red and green pixel parameters. Now, the analysis of ESM recordings of the experimental group revealed that there was significant change in the energy level of heart chakra. So, this exploratory study throws light on the relationship between chanting Vithala and physiologic and energy profile of heart. A large-scale clinical trial can be conducted in the future to explore the role of chanting Vithala not only in the health volunteers as well as in cardiac patients. Now hope you will chant this mantra daily for at least 9 minutes, or whenever you feel you have some stress in your mind, you can just chant this word Vithala. Remember, it's Vithala, Tha. It's not Vithala, it's not the, it's the, Vithala. So now thank you for watching the full video, and if you enjoyed the video and found it valuable and really something meaningful, do like, share and subscribe the video. Up to